so get that checklist for run up. So the parking brake is set, doors and windows locked and secure.
Wise. Belts, shoulder harness is good.
Potomac traffic, Skyhawk 66198,
okay.
departing pattern to the south, Potomac.
Okay, so fuel selectors on both. Primer is locked.
Yeah, I like the way you check that, that's good.
Mixture rich. Oil temperature is green, oil pressure is in the green.
Traffic, MedStar 3 helicopter 2 miles north of the field, 1,000 feet. Going to be,
brakes are set, the area is clear, throttle coming up to 1,700.
Okay. Area is clear, brakes are set, throttle's coming up.
Okay, so checking magnetos. Does it matter if check left or right first?
It's 2 clicks. Start with the furthest one.
So 2 clicks to the left and it's come down about 75 or 50. Back to both. 1 click to the left. Or drop within 25.
And to answer your question, it doesn't matter, I would just say be consistent.
Okay. So alternator check. So low voltage lights on, the needle drops. Check. And there, am I just checking so that I know if there's a problem that the warning is going to come on?
You're also checking that the alternator is actually adding power to the bus, because if you notice, if you throw the switch, it goes negative, which means you're taking power out of the battery. And then if you did that for a period of time and you throw the switch back on, it'll show positive and then it'll go back to neutral. Positive is charging and then back because you've discharged it slightly.
Got it. So oil pressure is still in the green and engine gauges otherwise. Fuel is up,
feels good.
Vacuums in the green, right? Oil temp green. Low vac and low voltage lights are off. I've checked vacuum pressure already, so carburetor heat, we're going to cold. Warm, I guess, on.
Correct.
I have a drop of about 100 RPM.
Yep.
Now I'm going to idle check. Running, and we're at about 1,500.
Right.
So back to 1,000. RP'd in. Okay, parking brake release. So flaps will be set to 0 for short field takeoff. There is rich, carburetor heat is cold, ignition is on both. Trim set for takeoff. And engine gauge, oil temp green, oil pressure green. Low vacuum because of the low RPMs. Okay, so flight instruments, my airspeed indicators reading 0. My attitude is level. Right?
Elevation 3032. It's good.
3032 and
Plus 100.
So that's our baseline.
B.
And at 135. Looks good. And turn coordinator's level with ball in the middle.
Right, ball in the middle, no cracks, no leaks.
Cracks, no leaks. Okay. Alright, our transponder is on alt. Our code is correct at 4654.
Right.
Where you wrote that down there, I see.
Yep.
Okay. And alternate static. Working and now is closed. Belts tight.
Minus, yep, doors good.
Doors locked. Flight controls free and correct. So left is up. Up. Elevator down. Now up. Rudder. Right. Left. Okay.
Let's do departure brief.
Yep. So we are going to take off on runway 24 and depart to the south. Winds are calm. If we run into engine problems before we...
You can just follow this, so Okay, departure runway 24.
Got it, okay.
Short field takeoff, 10 degrees of flaps.
Short field takeoff.
What are we going to do for airspeed?
So we're going to climb at VX, which is 5 initially until we clear obstacles, and then we'll accelerate to VY at 76. And
right, so it's 60 and 76.
60 and 76. Right. Flaps up when we have positive rate of climb.
Right.
We'll climb to 700 feet and turn to the crosswind.
Right, turn to the towers, which was really about a heading of 200.
Okay. Yep. And then we'll climb to 1,300 until we get beyond the first shelf of the Bravo.
Yep.
Okay. So if engine problems on the runway before we are airborne, we'll brake aggressively and throttle idle.
Yep.
If we have engine problems once we're off the ground, but before 1,000 feet, won't turn back, but we'll look for a suitable landing place.
Right, and a suitable landing place is actually off to the left.
Oh. Okay.
And after 1,000 feet, we'll consider our options.
After 1,000 feet, consider options.
Right.
Okay. So,
that's actually 1,000 AGL, which really is about 1,200 feet.
Okay. I'm rotating at 55.
I rotate 55 and climb out at 60.
Okay.
Clear the obstacle, then 75.
So, final is clear, and I haven't heard any radio calls in the pattern.
Yep.
Potomac traffic, Cessna 5477 Kilo, departing runway 24 to the south, Potomac.
And normally you'd say take an active runway 24 departing to the south.
Yeah, Larry said he doesn't like that because he said it's too wordy. So
okay. Oh, fair enough.
It's part of learning, I guess, is learning different people have
phraseology. Yeah, Larry's actually correct, because if you say departing 24 to the south, it actually conveys all the same meaning. So he's actually correct. Good.
Great. So brakes are set.
Yep.
Okay.
Nose wheel straight.
Nose wheel straight. Throttle's coming up.
People will want to walk across the runway, it looks like, but we can go. Hopefully they're smart enough to. We'll be airborne by then.
Okay, feet on the floor.
Yep, right rudder.
Engine entrance in the green.
Okay, airspeed's alive.
Okay, 55, rotate.
Okay, right rudder. I'm out at 60, pitch up. Up, just so you feel it. Okay, there's 60. Okay, you're clear of the obstacle, now lower the nose to 76. And you have a positive rate, so you could reach over and get rid of those flaps. It'll help you get to 76. Get rid of a lot of drag. And remember right rudder, because we're lots of load and left turning tendencies, torque and P-factor going on right now. So 75, so pitch down.
Okay. Potomac traffic, Cessna 5477 Kilo, turning left crosswind, Potomac.
And yeah, this is a good heading.
I can't even really see the towers.
It's straight ahead. I actually have it. And 76 on the airspeed, up to 1,300 feet. You want to be really good on that airspeed control. Because that gives you a predictable climb profile.
Oh, there I see.
Yeah, it's actually over there. Those are the two. That's a different one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so why don't we turn over there a little bit. But Viz is really going down pretty quick.
Yeah. Potomac traffic, Cessna 5477 Kilo, leaving the pattern to the south, Potomac. So, should I switch frequencies now?
Yeah.
Victor 5912, expect runway 33.
Roger that, break in for Tower 12.
Potomac, Cessna 5477 Kilo off VKX.
Cessna 77 Kilo, Roger. Transponder is observed. Proceed on course, running outside the Bravo.
Transponder observed, stay outside Bravo. Cessna 5477 Kilo.
Procure 5912, turn left lane 050.
Left turn 050, procure for Tower 12.
Southwest 2545, advise the river.
Southwest 2545, Riverside.
Southwest 2545, clear Mount Vernon visual, running 1 approach.
Cleared Mount Vision, Mount Vernon, 1 approach southwest, 545.
Procure 5912, turn left lane
these guys get a little tongue-tied every now and then.
Inside, be about 11 o'clock in about 6 miles.
Inside, procure for Tower 12.
Procure 5912, clear visual, approach runway 33, 150 knots, still 5 mile final, contact tower 91.
155 out, cleared visual 33, procure for Tower 12.
So in light of the visibility, you think we'll just stay this low?
Potomac 700 Foxtrot, requesting
No, we'll climb.
Stream 700 Foxtrot, reduce speed to
Get up to about 2,000 once we clear this area here.
190 on the speed, then down to 5,000, 700 Fox 0.
So that first water tower is our...
326 established.
Now you can see the band here.
Davidson Tower, good day.
Yep.
Over to tower, good day, Pat 326.
Done some Dutch rolls before?
That was 2545, 150
What's that?
knots until 5
Have you done some Dutch rolls before?
Yep, you did those with me.
Yeah, so let's pick something and do some Dutch rolls while we're at 1,300 feet.
1545, 19-1, have a good day.
Just to exercise those skills.
That was 2421, reduce speed to 150, advise the river.
That's 2421, we got the river in the field.
That was 2421, clear Mount Vernon visual, running 1 approach, 150 knots until 5 mile final.
Now look at that.
155 mile final cleared for the Mount Vernon visual one.
We're actually getting rain now.
Back with you, 1,100.
You get the weather on here, can you get the radar?
Blocked.
United 1767, reduce speed to 170, base train about 5 more miles.
Reduce speed to 170 for United 1767.
That was 2421, clear Mount Vernon visual, running 1 approach, 150 knots until 5 mile final, contact tower 91.
Okay.
That was 2421, contact tower
Yeah, I think
91,
that's good.
150 knots.
Slow to 150 on tower, so that's 2421.
So we're going to climb to
Alright,
2,300.
Yeah, just 2,000. So, and there's that inlet over there. You can just sort of steer towards.
24,
Actually, just go right.
Baltimore 10, 250.
Just go straight on this heading. See that smoke in the distance? Just,
Yep.
We'll just.
4424, approach, roger, altimeter 3033.
3033, thank you.
I know Viz is poor, but you know altitude's our friend too.
United 1767, descend and maintain 4,000.
4,000 United 1767.
Will the visibility tend to get better as you get higher on a day like this, or not really?
Not likely.
Your transponder is observed, proceed on course, and report VKX in sight.
66198, will go.
Crossing 0, Foxtrot 0, descend and maintain 3,000.
Up to 2,000.
Kennedy descent 3,000, 700 Fox 0.
I just want to give you a little bit of air work before we go to the pattern. That's all.
Great.
Get you reacclimated.
81's 12 for 10 at Baltimore.
This isn't too bad.
Procure 6081, roger, altimeter 3033.
Roger.
Gulfstream 0, Foxtrot 0, advise the river.
700 Foxtrot 0 has the river in sight.
Gulfstream 700, Foxtrot 0, roger, cleared Mount Vernon visual, running 1 approach, 170 knots.
Cleared Mount Vernon, visual approach runway 170 on the speed, 700 Fox 0.
So then give me a steep turn when you get a chance.
So what's heading?
So we'll do clearing to the right and left, and then a steep turn. You can pick. You can see the power plant pretty well if you want to just fly towards the power plant.
So I'm going to slow down first to...
That's 1,700. Yeah. I mean, not 1,700. About 2,100 should do it.
Traffic due to 12 o'clock, less than a mile, appears to be northeast bound, altitude in case 1,100 Cessna.
Yeah, so 95 is a good speed.
66198, looking for the traffic.
Stream 0, Foxtrot 0, 170 knots.
And the cruise checklist would simply be mixture and power.
Fox 0, good day.
And Just suggested power, and we really don't have to worry about mixture at this altitude.
Left turn 040 on local X, United 767.
Okay, so
Central aircraft lane at DCA,
clear to the
south
left.
turn to Washington South Tower
Turning left.
3033, runway 1. That's 198. He's just here, 11 o'clock, less than a mile, same direction. I'll see you in case 1000 Skyhawk.
Looking 198.
Okay.
We got him in sight for 6698.
That's 198, roger.
Okay, clear to the right, turning right.
Delta American 2296, descending to 9500 via the Freedom.
American 2296, roger, runway 1 out Tower 3033.
Tower 3033, we do have Quebec.
Thank you. United 1767, advise the river.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the left.
Okay.
United 1767, clear my Vernon Visual, runway 1 approach.
Technically, we don't know if we're clear to the right because we would actually need to do a turn to the right as well.
All the way, okay, so
Yeah.
I'll go all the way then.
Central Bend, United 767. 172 United 767.
Picture 44.
But now we should have behind us
Send to maintain.
to the right, to the left, and then we can turn to the,
United
and we're clear above and below.
Traffic to 12 o'clock, 3 miles, flying underneath the final outside of the Bravo, out there in case 1100 is Para 2 Skyhawk.
Approach Skyhawk 66198 is DKX in sight.
That's 198, roger, remain transponder
Right,
code to
there's
your
our power
land, and change to advisory frequency
Okay,
approved.
so
The wind at Andrews is 0403.
66198, welcome.
United 1767, contact tower 91.
91 United 767.
Approach, good afternoon, Marine.
And just stay coordinated as well with your feet. So, primarily out the window here, looking at where the horizon's cutting across the cowling.
One right, Marine 167.
And do you want the visual or ILS to runway 1 right?
So the power plant we wanted was over here, right?
Oh, I saw that smoke and I got confused.
Yeah.
Approach November 280 Kilo.
It did fly into your wake.
230 on the speed we have.
That was the bump?
Yep.
Austrian 280 Kilo Romeo.
That's a
roger,
good thing.
Washington
Yeah.
South Tower 3033.
Let's just go ahead and line up on this and we'll go to the right this time.
Victor
That was
6081,
good.
descend to maintain 6000.
Just remember to stay coordinated, but you're out the window primarily. You figure out where the horizon's cutting across your cowling or your glare shield, and then you're just scanning every now and then to make sure you're not losing or gaining altitude, and then you're staying coordinated. All right.
Okay, so back to the other way.
American 2296, descend to maintain 4000.
Descend to maintain 4000, Marine 2296.
Good. Good job. All right, so why don't we fly a little bit to the right here and drop down to 1,200 feet. We're going to do some
To the
turns.
right?
Yeah, we'll do a
Right.
turn around a point. Reacclimate ourselves with maneuvering at lower altitudes. And just start looking sort of ahead and to the left at an object that you might want to turn around. Something that's a little bit further away from, like a lot of congestion, just in case we had an engine issue. And don't forget carpet. Oh, you got it. Good.
So is like a little house okay, or would you not want to do it around somebody's house?
The house is okay, but you
Yeah.
see this neighborhood here? I don't know that I want to do it over this neighborhood.
Okay.
So that's why I say if we get out here where it's a little bit, right, yeah, a little bit further away from all the congestion. Like that one house that sort of stands alone out there might be good.
In the field there?
4424, descend
Yeah,
to maintain
something like that.
4000.
Okay, so 1,500 for, we're going to
1,200.
1,200.
77 kilos, showing just to 12 o'clock in about 2 miles. Area precipitation coming to the northeast and stuff, extending from your Mount Vernon area area all the way out to the southwest, down way past down there, the restricted areas.
Yeah, we see it. Thanks, 5477 Kilo. And then normal cruise.
Marine 767, say heading.
We're from Baltimore direct to...
And then just picks up and we'll start doing some turns.
224.
Alright, thank you, Marine 767, descend and maintain 6,000.
Descend to 6,000.
Winds out of the south, so technically the way you'd want to enter this is you want to enter it headed flying to the north. But let's just go ahead, in the interest of time, just maybe that White House right there.
Like the kind of the big barn or whatever?
Let me see, where is it?
Right there at the, what would that be, about 10 o'clock or so?
Marine 767, contact Potomac 125.65.
Oh, the big white barn on the hill? Yeah, okay. With the big brown spot in front of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that's going to hit mid-strut or so this is a good distance?
Yeah.
But if I need to land, I'm going to land right there, maybe.
On that field?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Or over towards the marsh. Or there's, yeah.
There.
Yeah, you can definitely not hurt anyone. Good, your ground speed's fairly low right now because you're into the winds, which are coming from the south. So a nice shallow turn, maintain.
I cut that closer than I wanted to.
That's okay. Just establish a distance and let's maintain it.
November 0 Kilo Romeo, descend and maintain 4,000.
4,000, you're coming in.
Regard 4424, turn right heading 280, descend and maintain 1,600.
You're picking up some tailwind, so at this point now you're going to need a sharper bank angle.
Riverside.
Regard 4424, cleared Mount Vernon visual, runway 1.
Or a stronger, more steep bank
Mount
angle.
Vernon visual to 1. Brickyard 4424.
And you throttle, okay, I see what you're doing.
Regard 2296, descend and maintain 3,000.
Descend, maintain 3,000, right, 2296.
Regard 6081, descend and maintain 4,000.
4,060 to 1.
American 2296, turn left heading 100.
You don't have a huge amount of wind, probably about 10 knots
2296.
difference between your fastest and your slowest airspeeds. Right. So it's pretty easy. So what we'll do is we'll just we'll break this off here on the next loop and head to 2 Whiskey 5.
4424, maintain 170 knots or greater till 5 DME, contact National Tower. So long.
What I wanted to do though is make sure that you just got a little bit of maneuvering closer to the ground before we go to the pattern.
American 2296, where you pulled back to 170.
We are at 170 right now, American 2296.
Thanks very much. To the American 2296, descend and maintain 2,000, advise the river.
Descend to 2,000, we have river inside, American 2296.
American 2296, cleared, Mount Vernon visual, runway 1 approach, maintain 170 knots until advised.
And you see the dishes coming off to your left there? Just fly towards those.
2296.
Regard 6081, reduce speed to 170.
You can hold this
maintain
altitude.
3,000.
170, then 3,000.
The airport's right, so if you look to the north of the dishes, the brown spot, that's the airport. And you can call Potomac and say we're heading back to 2 Whiskey 5 and we have it in sight.
Potomac, Cessna 5477 Kilo, headed back to 2 Whiskey 5, we have it in sight.
November 77 Kilo, are you going to do pattern work and then come back to BTX?
Yes, affirm.
Yes, affirmative. 77 Kilo.
Unassigned transponder code at all times, change advice frequency approved.
We'll stay on transponder code, change to advisory approved. 77 Kilo.
Regard 6081, turn right heading 280.
And you can turn to the right towards the field.
681.
There should we?
And then,
American 2296, contact National Tower.
gosh, those guys are chatty.
So how far are we now? Is this about 4 miles?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, the dishes are 3.
And are we going to land on 20?
The winds were calm at VKX. You see what they are at National. But, because right now we're actually set up for a 45 for downwind for runway 20. Winds are calm pretty much everywhere. Why don't we just do that?
Maryland traffic, Cessna 5477 Kilo, 3 miles inbound, 45 downwind, left downwind for 20, Maryland.
Good. Now, so you would do your before landing checklist, or approach to descent checklist, and you want to get down to 1,000 feet at this altitude, at this airport, because that's the pattern altitude.
So, approach, descent, checklist, seatbelts tight, carb heat will be on once we go below the green arc.
Go ahead and bring your power back so you can start a descent. Good.
Right, mixture is rich, fuel selector on both, landing light, this is landing?
Yep.
On. And we're going into 45 left downwind, and we're going to do a normal landing on 20.
Yep.
And my directional gyro is on 3334, looks good, 340.
Yep, good. And down to 1,000.
Okay. So should I cut it here?
Yep.
Maryland traffic, Cessna 5477 Kilo, entering left downwind runway 20, Maryland.
So again, you're beam the numbers, you're going to bring it back to 1600, 1 notch of flaps, carb heat, pitch for 80.
Okay, so beam the numbers, carb heat on, we're going to drop 1,600 RPM and pitch for 80 with 1 notch of flaps.
Right. So you can do a flow of carb heat, throttle, flaps, pitch, trim.
Carb heat, throttle, flaps, pitch, and trim. Okay. So we are beam the numbers, so carb heat, throttle, flaps.
And now watch your airspeed, it's just going to kind of come together. So you hold your altitude, 80 will just happen, and then when you get to 80, you'll probably have to pitch down a little bit and then just trim it. It's kind of there already, right?
Exactly.
Looking over your shoulder, you'll see 45 degrees, that's when we'll turn to base, now's a good time.
Okay. Maryland traffic, Cessna 5477 Kilo, turning left base, runway 20, Maryland.
Okay, and now you're going to add a second notch of flaps and pitch for 75. I'll tell you what, I'll handle the radio calls from here, and what I want you to do is focus on landing. 75 on the airspeed. Okay. And now you can turn final. And now you're going to go full flaps and pitch for 65. 77 Kilo is final runway 20, Maryland. Line us up with an extended center line. Get rid of the power, you're high. And pitch in for 65. Start a little bit of a round out, so just start pitching up. Not a flare, just a round out, and now a flare. Start to gently flare. So nice. Okay, let's hit brakes and let's turn off here. Now gentle because it is wet. Good. Yep, a little differential braking here, that'll help. I'll handle you after landing, flaps are up, mixture, carb heat. Okay, so you can proceed in the interest of time. Go to the right. Actually, let's go to the left. Wind sucks.
5477 Kilo, clear of the runway, Maryland.
Okay, good.
Go.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a wind saying it's...
I'm back the other way, so you're thinking going take off
Yeah,
the
but
runway?
I think it's fairly benign, so... yeah, that was nice. So, what I said to you, round out, well, when I say round out, what that means is a level pitch attitude, so you don't start flaring yet.
Okay,
So it's
a little
a
too
nice,
high.
smooth transition. Initially, it's a round out, so there's 3 phases. Approach attitude, round out, flare. Okay, and it kind of happens quick, but you just don't want to jam it into a flare. Because what will happen is in that round out, you're going to lose some more airspeed, and the airplane's going to start to settle down a little bit closer to the runway. And then you're going to start judging height, and then as necessary, you're going to add that flare. And that was actually a really nice landing. I mean, that was like a squeaker. So, but don't rush any of those. So you want a nice round out and then a nice flare.
Okay, abbreviate it before takeoff. So flaps, we're going to do a normal takeoff, so flaps set at 0.
Yep.
Make sure rich, carb heat, cold, ignition is on both, trim set for takeoff, and engine gauges in the green.
Still, yep.
Okay, so
Okay.
we're going to do a normal takeoff
Yep,
on
normal
runway
takeoff.
20, and then
Right.
we will turn to the east, get it clear of the pattern, and then head back to VKX, or are we
No, we're going to do more of this. We're going to
All right,
keep
stay
going.
in the pattern.
We're going to
Awesome.
stay in the pattern. So you're going to say close traffic, Maryland.
So I say that one more time. How do I say it?
5477 kilo, taking runway 20, close traffic, Maryland.
Maryland, Cessna 5477 kilo, taking runway 20, closed traffic, Maryland.
Here you go. And remember, VY, nice clean airspeed, departure airspeed, nice.
Oh, and final looks clear.
Good. And look at these birds. And really mess your day up.
Hit them.
Yeah, Canadian geese, I think they are. Not much of a... And there's something called lights, camera, action. Right? So lights, landing light, because we're going to be in a pattern. Camera, your altimeter is squawking, and action.
Point to traffic, Skyventures
Understood.
312
Just go.
is
Okay.
Yep.
White Skyhawk, inbound
Full power.
5 mile final for runway 15, pointer.
Okay, aircraft's making power. Instruments in the green. Airspeed's alive.
Rotating at 55.
And climb out at...
75.
Right. Just coordinated because you have a lot of P-factor and left turning tendencies, torque and P-factor going on.
I can see it right over the runway right now.
Yeah, nice. And even the smoke suggests there's a little bit of a wind out of the north.
Maryland traffic, Cessna 5477 kilo, turning left crosswind, Maryland.
Let's turn on downwind.
Okay.
Hold 1,000 feet.
Cessna 5477 kilo, turning left downwind, runway 20, Maryland.
Good.
Maryland traffic, 66198 is 2.5 miles to the east, maneuvering to enter downwind.
Let's turn over the runway.
Maryland.
Just turn directly over the runway right now. We're going to take the other runway. Maryland traffic 5477 kilo. We're going to overfly 1,000 feet. We're going to join left downwind for runway 2 at Maryland. Okay, just straight out. And then when you get on a downwind leg right here, you just turn on the downwind. What that'll do is that'll give us, see this smoke?
I see.
Yeah.
So we'll go into the wind.
Right.
Staying level is a little bit harder when I really can't see the horizon too well.
Traffic, 66198, we're going to go overhead 1,500 feet to then enter left downwind.
See that house there? Yeah, turn towards that house. 477 kilo is left downwind, runway 2, Maryland.
All right, you'll be on the radio, correct?
Yeah, for now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's just work on these landings. All right, you're just about a beam, so when you get there, you're established on downwind, start doing the same thing as before. 1600, so watch your flow, carb heat, 1600, not your flaps.
Power back to 1600.
You can listen for what that sounds like and make adjustments later. Okay, pitching for 80. So next key position is 45 degrees. It's just on the inside of this trail, so this is a good point. Second notch, 75 is the airspeed. No more than 30 degrees of bank. Okay, nice, level it out. So we have a nice box.
You're shooting for 70 here or
75. Now high, low, fast, slow, pull the power, you're high. Okay, turn final. And start pitching for 1 full flaps and pitch for 65. Now those 4 white lights tell you how you're high. Exactly. Now something called a forward slip you could also do here, but we won't do that. We're going to be fine on altitude. Just pitch for 65. And 477 kilos final, runway 2 Maryland. Now your glide slope is coming in on your VASI. Good. Now start a round out. Start a round out. Right. And now start a flare. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Good. Okay. See that nice transition? 2 steps. Round out, flare.
Maryland traffic,
Okay.
66198, centering left downwind.
Yeah, let's stop here.
Runway 2 for touch and go, Maryland.
Okay. And what we'll do is we'll stop and go. Okay, on the checklist for takeoff. So we'll do after landing. And do your other checklist real quick. Back to 1,000.
Okay, what happened there?
477 kilos stalled on the runway. Stand by. Okay. Oh, we pulled the. Sure. Okay. Extra too much.
Okay.
All right, we'll just stay overhead.
Right.
Okay. Now we'll go.
Okay. So before takeoff, flap 0, mixture rich, carb heat,
You need
cold,
some help down there, Dave?
ignition on both, and trim set for takeoff.
Now we're good. We're started. We're going to stop and go from this position. We'll be on the roll here shortly.
Okay. So normal takeoff.
Yep.
And on the floor, throttle coming up.
I was worried about carb heat ice there, but it wasn't carb ice. It was mixture 2. All right. Heels to the floor.
In the green, heels to the floor. 55 rotating. Pitching for 75.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 66198, turning base for an extended final, runway 2, touch and go, Maryland.
All right, so we're going to stay in the pattern or what? Yep. Good. Okay, left pattern here, right?
Yep.
Maryland traffic, Cessna 5477 kilo, turning left crosswind, runway 20, Maryland.
So we don't have to make that turn before 1,700 feet.
Okay.
Okay. And perpendicular, so wings level here. There's your 20.
Got it.
Okay. And now you can turn downwind.
Maryland traffic, Cessna 5477 Kilo, turning left downwind, runway 2. Maryland.
Yep.
Signature, Darnier.
And power comes back.
Foxtrot Juliet.
Now, where are they?
They should be in final. I see them. They're on final.
I see.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so beam the numbers. I'm going to pull carb heat, throttle back to 1600, 1 notch of flaps, pitch for 80.
Right. And I'm going to say less.
All right, so the beam numbers.
Now don't rush this turn to base. Give yourself some time. Visually, okay, so you see this trail, you can kind of be, yeah, this is good. Traffic 5477 Kilo, left base, runway 2, Maryland. Pitching for 75. Second notch of flaps.
Washington traffic, Cherokee 10 Whiskey.
There's runway 2.
There's
the runway.
For 33.
Nice box, nice rectangular box.
A little high, you think?
Yeah, you can get rid of some power.
Maryland traffic.
Turn final.
198 on the go off of 20, departing the pattern to the northeast, Maryland.
And full flaps pitching for 65. Lined up at the extended center line. Be ready with the power because you're starting to come into glide. So once we get to 2 reds, you can add a little bit of power. But right now I'd add some power because it's going to go 3 reds otherwise. A little more power, more power, more power, more power, more power. Nose down for airspeed. 65, look at our airspeed is low. I want to stall on final, okay? Okay, let's apply brakes, we'll do a stop and go. Okay, so we got really slow there, that's not comfortable. And we needed a lot more power when we were red. So as soon as, remember I said 2 reds, add some power because you're going to need it.
I'm going to leave that in.
Yeah, leave it in, yep.
Okay, so pre-takeoff checklist. Flaps 0, mixture rich, carb heat cold, ignitions on both. Trim on takeoff. Page green.
November 5477 Kilo is going to be on the go, runway 2, Maryland, close traffic. Okay.
4, throttle's coming up.
Okay, airspeed's alive. Engine's making power.
Okay, rotating at 55, pitching for 76.
Oh, there's those birds again. Lower the nose for a second. Lower the nose. Okay.
That's called watching for traffic.
Yeah. Number 700 feet before you turn. Okay. Was coordinated with right rudder.
Maryland traffic, Cessna 5477 Kilo, turning left crosswind, Maryland, for runway 22. Maryland traffic, Cessna 5477 Kilo, turning left downwind for runway 2, Maryland.
Yeah, so as soon as you get to too red, too white on that glide path, add some power.
Okay.
To hold the glide path. Okay, so you want to basically lower, if you're high and then you come into glide, you're sinking faster than you want to be sinking otherwise normally. So you definitely need power to arrest that sink rate.
So beam the numbers, carb heat cold, power to 1600, 1 notch of flaps, pitch for 80.
Right. 80 will just happen. There's not really a lot you have to do. You just don't want to give up any altitude, so you're trading altitude for airspeed at this point. Now you're going to trim it if you have to. It's usually pretty close at 80. Now, don't turn yet. Wait a little bit. And now we'll turn. So now we're going to
access the 5477 kilo, turning left base, runway 2, Maryland.
So I'll worry about the radio.
Okay.
80, now 75, second notch. And nice box. Okay, now what do you think? High, low, fast, or slow? I'd say you're just about right. In fact, I would add a little power. That'd be a little low. Okay. Final's clear.
Okay.
Now we're turning final. Now you can see, I'm a little high, okay, but we'll turn final, we'll get our flaps in. We'll start dealing with the altitude. We'll bring that power back. Maryland traffic, 5477 kilo base, final for runway 2 Maryland. Okay, get ready with the power this time and be more aggressive with it. I don't want to get low or slow. Power, there you go. Now we should be able to hold this all the way down. And when landing is assured, we'll get rid of the power, but it's not assured yet. 65, don't pitch up. Power gets you to the runway. Always keeping in mind, power gets me to the runway. Okay, a little bit of power, good. Yep. Now I would have not removed the power, I would have kept it in. Okay. So now we're already sort of rounded out. Get rid of the power, and we'll start a flare here. Okay, let's stop. The only reason we're doing this is because there's no one else out here, otherwise we would depart the runway. So it was a little curious to me that you were, we were low and you got rid of the power. I would have kept the power in.
Okay.
Okay. You have plenty of runway here, so it's not like it's going to hurt us if we're, right.
Okay, so for takeoff, flaps 0, mixture rich, carb heat cold, ignition on both, trim set, green.
Alright.
Nope.
I want to try something else this time. Instead of yanking it off the runway, let's see if we can get it to just sort of come off gracefully.
Okay.
At 55. Just a gentle amount of back pressure, heels to the floor. There's 55, just the ever so slightest bit of back pressure. A little bit more, there you go. 75. Good.
Why does it do that little rumble?
It's the nose wheel winding down.
Ah. Got time for one more?
Yep. Probably two more.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very important. Power gets you to the runway. 65. Hold that pitch for 65. If you're low, power. Okay, the last thing you want to do is pull up. Okay, right here. Runway 20, so if you're going to fly a box, perpendicular course, there it is.
See the numbers will be carb heat in, and flaps, throttle back, and 1 knot flaps.
And Maryland traffic 5477 kilo is left downwind, downwind to base, runway 2 Maryland. So 45 degrees, turn to base, and watch your airspeed. Pitch controls airspeed, so hold 80. And actually now a second notch pitching for 75. But I want you to nail those airspeeds, 80, 75, 65. Now you look at the runway, high, low, fast, slow, I'd say you're just about right. Maryland traffic 5477 kilo, left base, runway 2 Maryland. Okay, look at that airspeed, beautiful, 75 knots. Perfect. Finals clear. And Maryland traffic 5477 kilo, turning final, runway 2 Maryland. Now what are we, high or low? So, pitching for 65 and getting rid of the power. Hand on the throttle, you know, once you're trimmed, hand on the throttle the whole time, just in case you need power quickly.
Which I'm going to end up having that at back as I come down.
Hey, add power now. Add a couple hundred RPM. There you go, right there. Add a little more. Good. Let's see if we hold it now. 65 on the airspeed, looks good. Bring the power back, you're high. Bring the power back all the way. Landing's assured now, you're almost over the runway. Okay, start a round out. Okay, not a flare yet, a little high. Now we'll start to flare. There you go, good. 2 distinct steps, round out and flare.
Where am I looking when I'm rounding out?
So the round out is, you know, you're looking fairly close, you're still on your aiming point. You're going to transition to a flare, and then your gaze is going to shift further down the runway. So if you look way down the runway right now, you can get a better sense of your height above ground. If you look close to the runway, you cannot. I mean, if you stare at this first dashed white line, you really don't know. If you stare down at a distance, you have a better sense. The other thing you can do is if you look to the side a little bit, you can get a fairly good sense of height as well. Okay, so peripheral vision can support your height above ground. So that's how you make that judgment, okay, with that sight picture.
Okay. Full enough runway for a...
Oh yeah, plenty.
Okay. So flaps set to 0 for normal takeoff, mixture rich, carb heat cold, ignitions on both, engine instruments still in the green and trim is set. Okay.
Maryland traffic 5477 kilo on to go, runway 2 Maryland.
Okay, feet on the floor. Yep. Power coming in with right rudder. So just let it rotate up.
Yeah, nice and gentle. Just a little bit of back pressure. Don't yank it off the ground.
Airspeed's alive.
No birds, that's good.
Just a jet.
Yeah.
Way up there.
Yeah, if you can hit him, I don't know what I would do, but...
You wouldn't be doing anything.
Yeah, well, I know you're not going to hit it, though. Hold that out, that airspeed. 75. Nice rectangular pattern, good. Look where you are. You turned a little short. You can use your DG as a good assistant for these headings.
Okay, I pulled 23 because I misread it.
Yeah. And Maryland traffic 5477 kilo left downwind, runway 2 Maryland. see that house? I mean, that seems to be where we've been flying over today, so that's not a bad visual reference point.
Right. Okay, so being the numbers, carb heat in, throttle back to 1600. 1 notch of flaps, flow to 80.
On traffic, 5477 kilo, left base, runway 2, Maryland.
I think we're probably going to end up slightly high again.
Okay, final's clear.
Final. Final notch of flaps, pitching 5.
And you're making that turn to final just a little soon.
Okay.
Okay, so we can just factor that into our equation. Now that's based on today's winds. I actually like carrying a little bit of power just in case. I'd rather have more power than less. Good, there you go. Remember 65. All the way down. So we're still on our aiming point. Okay. And landing will be assured, then we'll get rid of the power. Now. Okay, now we're going to round out. Now we're going to shift our gaze to the end of the runway. Now we're still high. Now we're going to start gently flaring. Okay, so you see that actually bought you time. Let's go ahead and stop again. It buys you time to really kind of get a sense of what's going on if you transition smoothly between the two. Let's go ahead and taxi off this time and we'll do a full, proper clear of the runway thing. And we'll make this our last one. We'll land a VKX. But you see how that worked out?
Yes. Clear on the right. Maryland traffic, Cessna 5477 kilo, clear of the runway, Maryland.
And I'm just going to accelerate your procedures here for the sake of time. So I'm okay with a round out that's fairly high. I'm not okay with a flare that's high. You know, because with that round out being high, the airplane's going to kind of gently come down. But if I start pitching up, it's going to lose airspeed fast and it's going to get to the point where it'll potentially stall. That's what I don't want to have happen. Now when I say high, I don't mean real high, I mean like we were. But you could see by having that change in visual reference, you were able to sort of program in your mind, oh, okay, now let me start working on my height above ground for the flare point. And that was actually a very smooth landing.
Okay. So flaps 0, mixture rich, carb heat cold, both, trim takeoff, engine gauges, green. Okay. Final is clear. Maryland traffic, Cessna 5477 kilo, taking runway 2, or to remain in pattern, Maryland?
Yeah, we were actually departing to the north, but...
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think anyone's listening anyway.
And 77 Kilo will be departing the pattern to the north, Maryland. And then once your nose wheel is straight, you can, and you're lined up with the center line, you can just literally add power, heels to the floor, and proceed with the takeoff.
Nose wheel straight, heels on the floor, power coming up. Airspeed's alive. 55. Check for 75. 6.
And you can go straight up to 1100.
Okay, so.
And straight out as
straight
well.
to 1100 and we'll depart straight out.
Yep. And Maryland 5477 Kilo departing pattern to the north, last call Maryland.
Have a good one.
At Potomac, November 5477 Kilo, off of 2 Whiskey 5, heading to VKX.
November 77 Kilo, don't proceed on course, advise when you have VKX in sight.
We'll advise on site 77 Kilo. Okay.
So approach Blue Streak 5163 out of 14.5, descending on the caps, landing north at information, quote back.
Blue Streak 5163, Potomac, altimeter 3033, expect the Maverick and visual to runway 1.
We'll expect Mount Vernon visual to 1, Blue Streak 5163.
Okay, so which direction?
Turn to the left a little bit.
Oh, I see the marinas right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can start your before landing checklist or approach to descent checklist.
Okay, so. Belts are tight.
Tower course Q4230, 1,700, climbing descending 10,000.
We're at the right altitude, so I'm not going to adjust the carb heat at this point. Mixture is rich. Fuel selector's on both. Landing light is still on. So we are going to, when we have VKX in sight, we'll call Potomac.
Blue Streak 5163, maintain 7,000.
So maintain 7,000,
Call
Blue Streak
VKX. So in light of what the wind was there.
1,000, sending 10,000.
Sorry?
4230, Potomac,
So are we going to land straight in on runway 6?
Yeah, in all likelihood.
Blue Streak 5652, turn 10 degrees left.
And then directional gyro is on 1, 0, slightly, maybe 015, so we're good. Right, head towards the marina?
Yep. Yeah, the rain's worse up here.
Alaska 1001, contact Potomac 124.7.
24-7, Alaska 1001, fall.
Blue Streak 5652, flighting 190.
190, heading Blue Streak 5652.
Blue Streak 5163, contact Potomac 124.7.
24.7, Blue Streak 5163.
It's going to be hard to see the airport.
Yeah. Yeah, this is worse up here. So I would say we're down to probably close to 3 miles, so this is like your limit as a VFR pilot. But you can see this is kind of ugly.
Blue Streak 5652, contact Potomac 124.7.
24-7, 5652.
Potomac 5477 Kilo has VKX in sight.
77 Kilo, thank you. Stow your code, on the ground, pretty approved. Have a good day.
Keep the code change advisory 77 Kilo, good day.
Potomac Airfield, automated advisory, wind 060 at 4, visibility better than 10 miles, rain, clouds estimated below 2,000, temperature niner 2.6, altimeter 3032, for runway, pilot's discretion.
Visibility is not greater than 10. That right there?
I'm not sure yet.
Let's start turning a little bit.
Davis traffic sky, left downwind.
Turn to a heading at 060. And Potomac, November 5477 Kilo is inbound Marina, runway 6 full stop. Runway 60. And heading of 060.
We're at 060.
Yep.
So it's right there, right? Those are the little fields, and then the airport must be there. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, got it. All right, so what you're going to do here is the highway is you're beam the numbers. Okay, so you're 1,100 feet because that's pattern altitude here. And here comes the highway right here. Okay, so that's when you start configuring, and you'll do the same thing you did at 2 Whiskey 5 of beam the numbers. Now this comes up quick, so maybe we'll start a little sooner, so why don't we start about now? There you go. 1 notch. Right. And basically you're red, so you don't want to lose altitude yet.
Little power.
Right, so power to hold it until it's white-red. Pitching for 80 still. And it normally will come in if you're at 1,100 feet right after the highway, but you're actually a little low, so a little more power. You can add that second notch and start pitching for 75. Just hold your altitude until it's white-red. There you go. Now you can pitch down for 75.
Davis traffic, Justin 573, turning downwind, runway 8, Davis.
And you can get rid of probably a little bit of the power, pitching for 75. Airspeed is very important on this. Get rid of the power, pitch for 75. And you can fully configure, so full flaps and pitch for 65.
Davis traffic sky, final 8.
5477 Kilo, 1.5 mile final, runway 6, full stop, Potomac. Okay, get rid of the power. Pitching for 65. Good. Get rid of the power all the way out. Yeah, because you don't want to be high here because it's shorter.
Got it.
Now get some power in and hold it.
Potomac Airfield, automated advisory, wind 070 at 3, visibility better than 10 miles, rain, clouds estimated above 2,000, temperature niner 2.6, altimeter 3032, for runway, listen for traffic.
Now the sight picture will be a little different here as well because it's a narrower
Potomac
runway.
Airfield, automated advisory, wind 070 at 3, rain, clouds estimated above 2,000, altimeter 3032, for runway, listen for traffic.
You're assured, so you can get rid of your power. Get rid of your power. Pitching. 5. Okay, now start a round out. Right here, now you're level, looking down the runway, and then gradually add that flare in. Okay? And we don't want to brake aggressively because of the
Rain.
rain, yeah. Now in this as well, you can be adding back pressure. Keep the pressure, back pressure on the yoke to keep the pressure off the nose wheel when you're braking. And let's stop here for a second. Okay, after landing checks. And you can get rid of landing light. Go. And 5477 kilo, clear to the active runway 6, Potomac.
Runway clear, flaps retracted, carb heat's cold, mixture's lean, transponder, we're going to leave.
Yep.
And, okay, so now taxi to fuel.
Okay, get rid of the power, and because I feel like you're riding the brakes with power.
Put it.
And then, yeah, you can go to that second tee there.
Parking brake set. Off. I mean, the strobes off. Avionics.